Well, I'm here with Sandeep Singhal, the co-founder of Westbridge. Sandeep, WACA has been a very interesting journey overall in Indian chess, the Westbridge Anand Chess Academy. How did it all begin and how did this idea come about?
Yeah, no, well, thanks, Sagar. I think it all began with we had called Anand to talk to our team about what we can learn from chess and adopt in our business. As you know, our business is also about pattern recognition, and chess is obviously the ultimate sport when it comes to pattern recognition and thinking about what the next move is. And as I spoke to him and he spoke to our team here in that speaking event, I got talking to Anand and I said, Anand, what are you doing these days? I can see that you're still pretty active on the World Chess Circuit, but is there something in your mind that you'd like to do that we can work together on? And then Anand said, let me noodle over it. And then a few months later, he called me. And then we started talking about what the possibilities are. And that's how sort of really the birth happened. Of course, it's all Anand's imagination, his desire to contribute back to the chess world in general in India. And we just happened to be at the right times that we could partner with him and bring it to life. That's really the birth.
Fantastic. In the business that you are, that is into investing, one of the key elements is that you look for how things will pan out in the future. So when you took this decision, what was it on your mind that how will things pan out and are they going as per plan, better than expectations? How is it?
Yeah, and in our business, some things that we do are about immediate results. You want to see what happened next quarter, next year, and so on and so forth. And some things that we do in life are like, seeding or putting a seed in the ground for a tree, giant tree someday. And WACA was more like that. It wasn't really so much, it gets started, what happens in the next 6 months or a year and so on and so forth. So we put something in the ground saying, look, over time, if we create an infrastructure around Anand where, other coaches get involved, not only Indian, but best global coaches, and we create an ecosystem where the younger upcoming players and the ones who are already there can benefit from that. And then the results take care of themselves. Anand is a very diligent guy. Most people don't know. He sends quarterly reports, and they are, he writes quarterly reports on each player, which he sends in. And he definitely has plans which are more periodic and time-based. And look, by the end of the year, you should be here. From whatever we have seen, that all of the players have actually exceeded what Anand's plans were for them. So in that way, we are super excited. But for us, that's important. What's even more important is that over the next 5 to 10 years, can we really create a fertile ground from which, not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but like dozens of players come out and, potentially we get to a place where India can dominate world chess like Russia used to do once upon a time. And while it's a big dream, we think it's an idea whose time has come. And, we play a very small part in it, the Westbridge Anand Chess Academy, and that's really how I would put it.
But why did you decide chess? You could have gone for some other sport as well.
Yeah, true. Look, there are many different sports that people play. There were 2 factors that attracted us to chess. First was that, most sports are actually born somewhere else. Football was born somewhere else. Basketball was, invented by someone called Naismith, I think in UK or something. Chess is the one sport that, you call it chess or you call it shatranj. It's arguable that it was born in India. So it's sort of our sport. And it also lies in that sort of virtual image of Indians that, we may not be physically the strongest, but when it comes to mind games, I don't mean in that way, but when it comes to games that you play with mind, we are on top of the world. If you look at, for example, spelling bee in the US, out of top 10 winners, there'll be like 9 Indians. So similarly in chess, we have that kind of potential. So one was that reason, sort of reclaim chess back to India and see if we can really be seen as the chess capital of the world. And the second really was that some sports financially work out today and have lots of commercial interest that gets drawn to it naturally. We believe chess is going to be there at some point. It's not there today. So we felt like it'll be good to contribute to chess, and our interest can make a difference to a sport that's, from a financial standpoint and economic standpoint, is on its way. I have no doubt it's going to get there. There'll be commercially viable many different ways. There'll be many tournaments. There'll possibly be a league in India. But today it wasn't there. So we basically chose to support chess. And then finally, I'd say, I loved chess when I was a young kid. I'm nowhere. I mean, I wouldn't have even played at state level, forget any nationals and so on and so forth. But it's a game that sort of tickles me, and I think that's true for a lot of Indians. So now is the time to put it back on stage.
So this is not like, you don't consider it as a CSR activity. It's something that you hope that someday chess will grow and Westbridge would be involved in chess in more ways and in a bigger way.
Well, what I can tell you is that we are not looking to financially benefit or prosper from chess. Whatever we do in chess would be along the dimension of contributing to the game. So we are not looking at chess as a financial opportunity for us, neither WACA nor anything else. But chess as a game itself, I watch economics of different activities. My instinct is that the economics of chess activity will work out. It's only a matter of a couple of years. So there'll be leagues, there'll be websites like yours, there'll be lots of different things, there'll be sponsorship. All of that will work out. But I want to make it clear that for Westbridge, it's not about that. It's more about contributing back to the society, not in some we're trying to solve some major problem. It's about creating something that's spectacular, that's something that's beautiful. Put it up on stage, and all of us can enjoy that public good. So for us, it's
fantastic. That's a great vision. And you've interacted with Anand. He's the head coach. He's the mentor. What is your feeling like? Because generally, when someone is so good at something, he's like a genius. He's not so meticulous. And you said, he works on quarterly reports. He's so perfect in many of the things that he does. How does that happen, and how do you look at that?
Yeah, Anand is truly, he's not a kid, but he's truly a wonder kid. He's just sort of like, from very young age, he's got this brilliant sort of mind. He's also got brilliant expression. He's got some really sort of, the way he expresses himself, every word he says, every line he says is like, concises a lot of thinking into small phrases and lines. So it's just been wonderful watching him. The thing about him that strikes you the most is how unassuming he is. And both for he and Aruna, who was sort of, she also contributes a lot to WACA. They're your quintessential successful Indian is that, they don't wait, they don't let it go to their head. They don't sort of, shut their chests out. They sort of keep their shoulders down and humble. And so, this is the kind of stuff that our grandparents wanted to teach us. That, the old proverb is that when a tree becomes laden with fruits, it sort of, bends with its weight. And Anand is somewhat like that, So it's been just phenomenal associating with him, seeing him, learning things from him that are, significantly helpful beyond chess. And that's the other benefit these young champions will get from him. Just see him conducting himself, talking the way he talks. And, that is very important, because in sports, a lot of young people can lose their way. There's so much fame, attention, and all of that. When you see Anand, he's almost like, there's a Hindi word called Sahaj. He's very natural about the way he is. He's neither more or less than he needs to be, just, perfect. So I think that's how I would feel about him.
Fantastic. And you met all these youngsters yesterday. You spent time with them. How was that, and what's your overall impression about these youngsters?
I mean, they're powerhouses. They're, each one of them, it's amazing that in a 14, 15, 16-year brain, there is just so much ability, and the kind of sacrifices they make. Many of them have to sort of, leave their personal lives, but they're so exhilarated by playing chess that it's not like, it's a punishment for them. But at the same time, it requires a lot of commitment. I mean, at the end of the day, they are still young adults. So hanging out with them, seeing twinkle in their eyes, talking about subjects that are non-chess, for me, that is the perfect sort of moment. For me, or for us, yes, they are champions, but we'd like to relate with them as individuals and see if we can bring other things to their lives that can get overlooked because they're so focused on making it in the sports world, while life has many other angles. So I really enjoyed talking to them, to your original question, and the truth is that I learn a lot from them. That's how I'd put it.
Tremendous, Sandeep. It was a pleasure talking to you. And also, I must say that the overall feeling in the chess community, not just in India and the world, is that WACA is making a huge impact and is one of the reasons why India is moving up the ladder in the world of chess. So thank you so much.
Well, I just want to add one last point. All of these young champions, I think I may have said this before, glory is to their parents, to their individual coaches, because frankly, I mean, they worked hard for so many years and got them to where they are. We're just fortunate to sort of, get involved at a stage where, finishing touches, things that make a little difference. But truly, 90% of the credit goes to, their early backers, which is particularly parents and individual coaches. Just wanted to mention that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.